And now joining Phil Wahba for an interview, please welcome to the stage co-founder and CEO of Casper, Philip Krim.
Well, you're stuck with me for another 20 minutes, so good morning. By the way, I like these. Is Shop Talk selling these? These are great. Well, let's first start with, Casper is right now one of the hottest stories in retail and startupdom, and you're not even a startup anymore in the United States. So why don't we just start with maybe a quick overview of who Casper is for the audience, which might not be as familiar.
Sure. So we're hoping to build the world's first sleep brand, and we are hoping to do that on a global basis. So we actually have a European business as well as a US and Canada business. But we think that's a really interesting opportunity because we think sleep is quickly becoming the third pillar of wellness within the consumer landscape. So next to exercising and being active, next to healthy eating and knowing the quality of your foods, we think prioritizing sleep is really becoming a priority for consumers globally, because people are realizing that investing in a good night of sleep helps you do whatever is important to you better in life. And part of getting a great night of sleep, of course, are some of the ingredients that you need, like mattresses, pillows, sheets, which we've designed, engineered in-house. We've taken to market directly through our website, Casper.com. We now sell those in, as I mentioned, Europe and the US and Canada, and quickly hoping to become the brand that's associated with getting the best night of sleep possible.
Well, I think you've certainly tapped into something. I don't know how it is in Europe, but one of the things I do not like about the United States is the obsession with, I can get by on 5 hours of sleep and be productive. That's BS. You need a good night's sleep. That was what my mother taught me from a young age. So you've tapped into something, but there really is a mattress boom. I feel like I do not go a day without getting a pitch from a company that would like some of your magic. So, what is behind this? People have been sleeping since people exist. So, beyond right? It's one of those things, mattresses have been around forever. So, beyond this emphasis on wellness, really, what is behind this? Is it mattress companies have not been doing a good job? What's behind the opening for you?
I think that's it. You're right that we're lucky our addressable market is kind of everyone. And we think that part of it is that the traditional retail experience of buying a mattress is terrible. When we started Casper, we looked across the landscape. It ranked worse than buying a used car. And this is globally. Across the world, buying a mattress ranks as one of the worst consumer experiences in existence, period. And there's just been a lack of innovation, both around the product and around the consumer experience and shopping experience. When we talked to customers when we were starting, people hate the idea of walking into a store that seems like it's on every corner, where you're greeted by a commission salesperson who's highly trained to get you to spend a lot more money than you have to get a great night of sleep. And you certainly don't need 70 different mattresses on a floor in order to find the right mattress that's perfect for you. And so Casper was created to stand at kind of the opposite end of the entire experience, where we're transparent about what we build, why we build it. We created our own products. We designed one mattress initially that was universally comfortable, and we tried to change the entire experience. And I think flipping that experience on its head is one of the reasons why we've grown so quickly out of the gate.
So last month you announced a deal with American Airlines. Tell us a little bit about this, and does this portend a move away from the bedroom?
Yeah, so we're really excited to be the kind of official sleep product partner with American Airlines and helping them rethink how consumers use sleep products on planes. And again, this goes to kind of our mission to really create the world's first sleep brand. And so we talk about where our customers and where people potentially have relationships with sleep, whether that's in hotels, in airplanes, and sleep is something that obviously impacts you, your ability to do your job, your quality of life, et cetera. And sleeping on a plane was a big challenge, and so that was one that our product team was really excited to help tackle with American Airlines. Hopefully it helps bring more visibility to Casper, because we just want more people to realize that we're trying to change the way that people think about sleep, whether it's buying a traditional mattress, getting a new pillow. All these things impact the quality of your life, whether it's on a plane or at home. And we want Casper to be the brand that's associated with that movement.
So what are you making for American Airlines? Is it just going to be the first class, where you can lie down, or is it going to be an improvement to those seats?
So it's different products for different classes. So it's everything from economy plus through business through first with different products available. So we developed a couple of different pillows. We developed slippers. It was the entire kind of end-to-end sleep experience that you have on the plane. And then American will offer the different packages to different travelers.
I kind of wish I had taken American to Copenhagen last week instead of the airline I did take, because that was not a good night's sleep, although it never is. So let's go back a bit to retail. You have a partnership with Target, which everybody has heard of it, but it's the number 3 largest retailer in the United States, and it's a big deal. And you're at 1,000 Target stores, I think. You're opening 14 pop-up stores for the holiday season quarter, I believe. So tell us a little bit about since you are primarily direct-to-consumer, what is your retail strategy?
Sure. So when we talked about Casper in the very beginning, we never talked about being a digital-only brand or stay only focused on the .com. We always said that we want to be one of the great consumer products companies, a la the Nikes of the world. And that means having our products everywhere. And it just means thinking about the experience that consumers learn about our products and try our products needs to be rethought of when it's digital versus offline. And so we certainly started with a focus of the digital side and stayed focused on our .com, which is still the vast majority of our business. But we always view ourselves as kind of an omnipresent brand with the goal to have our products everywhere. And so we now are working with Target. We're doing more of our own retail. As you mentioned, we're going to launch 15 pop-ups here starting this month. And the idea is that our products are highly considered purchases. Customers want to touch and feel the product. Some customers want to try the product, lay on it. And the more we can get the product out there in the real world, the more people can do that and kind of get over the traditional paradigm of thinking about only going to certain stores to buy this kind of product in a certain way.
So if I go to the Target in Tribeca by the World Trade Center, can I see a Casper bed and just lie down on it for 2 minutes and then fall asleep?
So we don't have the beds in Target, only pillows and sheets.
Pillows and sheets.
But you will be able to do that at our pop-ups. We have a pop-up in San Francisco right now. And the idea is that people do want to lay on the bed, and so we're going to do that. And we actually, the day we launched, so April 22nd in 2014, someone knocked on the door and said, "I'm here to try the mattress," and this was just something that we hadn't even thought about. And so we quickly converted the very small office we had, the back third of it, into a bedroom, and almost every day people would come by and try it. So it's something that's always been top of mind, but we want to do it in a way that completely reinvents the experience or how people think about trying a mattress.
And at one point, Target is an investor, and at one point, rumor has it that they made an offer for the whole company, but you declined. Maybe just a quick thought on why you wanted to remain a standalone company?
So Target is an investor. They did take a minority investment into Casper, and really that was where we both said was kind of the best path forward given where Casper is. I mean, we're only a 3.5-year-old company. We're very young into building the brand and pursuing the mission that we have, and as I mentioned, I'm one of the 5 co-founders, so we still think there's a ton of room to really build this to be an iconic brand, and we thought that was what made the most sense for both companies. And it's still a great partnership, and we work very closely together, and they're great folks over at Target, so we very much enjoy the relationship.
Okay, so 5 co-founders, and you became the CEO. So does that mean that you're the one who slept best so that you could wage?
I drew the short straw, I guess. No, but it's been great, and we were all able to take different areas of the business, and it's, I think, one of the reasons we've been able to move so quickly.
Well, a well-rested team is what conquers the world. So if anybody here has been to New York lately, it is very difficult to go anywhere without seeing an ad for Casper. And of course, with the current state of the subway system, you can often find yourself standing in front of an ad for Casper in a train that gets stuck between 2 stations for 20 minutes. Sorry to vent about the state of New York subways, but you are ubiquitous. Your ads are everywhere. Your marketing campaigns are very clever. Rumor has it that they cost a lot. I've seen the figure 80 million. But tell us a little bit about why you're going so hard on so much advertising, but also very clever and visible marketing.
Well, thank you. We always took the approach that we wanted to have fun with the ads and we wanted them to be entertaining. And the stat that we kind of worked from was that something like 10% of the population is in market for a mattress at any given time. And when you're in market, a mattress ad or mattress, company is of interest. And when you're not, meaning 90% of the people riding the subway, for example, generally would glaze over it. And so for those 90% of people, we wanted to have them learn about us in a fun way, smile, and hopefully remember us whenever the time comes for them to buy a new mattress. And so that's always been our approach with creative and to build a relationship with a customer even before they're a customer and really just build awareness. And that's the overarching challenge to our business, is really just building awareness around Casper. And again, it's not something that might be interesting to you until you're in market, and so it's something that happens over a long time. But building that awareness is kind of the biggest challenge to opposing the traditional incumbents in our space. Most people are used to buying a mattress the way that you bought mattresses before and the way your parents bought mattresses, and it's going to the store that seems to be on every corner. And so with Casper, we have to kind of build that awareness through advertising, build it through word of mouth, make sure that every customer has an amazing experience, both when they transact with us and hopefully even before they do.
Right, because it's you also have to think of longer term so that you establish yourself as top of mind for somebody who might only want a new mattress in 2 or 3 years from now.
Correct.
Right. By the way, what is the average amount of time people keep a mattress before they switch it?
So in the US, average replacement cycle is 7 to 8 years. And that means the average household is in market every 2 to 3 years because they have between 2 and 3 beds.
So I'm due for one because all I do is I just flip it over when we switch back to the clocks every 6 months, but probably
Definitely do.
need time to get a new one.
Could help you out there.
And I'd sleep better, right? So we were talking about New York, which shockingly is not the center of the world, but or not the entire world, but in the United States, I mean, your awareness is pretty strong in the larger cities and the urban crowd, younger people. But what about the general population? What about people in Sioux City, South Dakota, if they want a Casper bed? Like, how do you get them aware of your product?
Yeah, it's something that we're actively working on. We have built more awareness kind of with the early adopter segment, and we're trying to figure out how to build awareness with more of the population. Again, buying a mattress throughout the country is a pretty terrible experience. The retail experience has not changed in a very long time, and so getting people to learn about us, whether it's firsthand through friends and family who buy us and love the experience, whether it's hearing about us with radio ads or TV ads, just trying to get people to understand that we have a completely different take on the industry and on these products is really important. And part of that is also letting people know that we actually design and develop all of these products. It's not just a retail experience. We have incredible team of industrial designers, engineers in-house that all work out of our office in San Francisco that we call Casper Labs, that really do bring innovation to all of the products that we have in market, whether it's kind of debunking thread count with sheets or creating a pillow that sleeps cooler and supports you regardless of kind of your body shape, or a mattress that completely re-engineers how you think about supporting your anatomical different levels, what we call kind of natural geometry. Rethinking all of these products has been a really interesting challenge and something that we're hoping to convince people to give us a try because it really is a better night of sleep.
So in the meantime, and you're off to Berlin later today, Casper has an office in Germany. So tell us a little bit about your European business and Germany and where you are with all that.
Yeah, so we launched our European business a little over a year ago. As I said from the beginning, we always had global ambitions for the business and brand. And so we've built that business out of Germany, and we're now available to be purchased in Germany, Switzerland, Austria, the UK, and most recently France. And like the US and Canada, buying a mattress in those markets is a pretty antiquated and terrible experience. Like the US, we're able to ship product directly to consumers. All of our business in Europe is directly through our .com, which we have different ones for different countries, and we try to customize the experience and products for each of the markets that we're in. And it's going really well. We're excited about building that business. We're excited about consumers learning about us both in Europe and the US. And it really started because we had consumers in Europe reach out to us and say, how can I buy a product in London or Paris or Germany. And it's been awesome to bring the product to market and see such amazing feedback from customers who love the product and love the experience, similar to what we saw in the US.
Well, I hear that Danes also sleep, so what about Denmark?
Yes, it's on the roadmap, taking one country at a time. It's interesting to learn about the different kind of product preferences, as well as the different kind of competitive landscapes in each of the markets that we go into. So we try to be very purposeful with how we open up new markets.
Are there any consumer behaviors that jump out at you within the different European markets vis-a-vis how the US consumer shops for a mattress, or is it pretty much the same process?
Well, the process is similar, but product preference does vary. So Germans, we found, like a firmer mattress overall than people in the UK or Americans. And so we do customize the product for each market. There's also different regulatory standards in different markets. So UK has different, which is different than Germany, which is different than the US. So there is customization, and we do build local manufacturing both outside of Germany and then in the UK for each of those respective markets.
Is Germany the only country that likes firmer mattresses?
Well, Germany, Switzerland, Austria seem to have
Okay,
similar preferences, and then contrast that with the UK.
Sorry, I'm obsessing about this. What about Americans?
So our approach to overall market was to create kind of one general perfect comfort, and so Americans, we kind of put it just in the middle, what we call just average firmness. But the support is the most important thing. And when we work with the materials that we work with, they respond to different people based on pressure, based on temperature. And so the idea is to support every body type because you're working with state-of-the-art materials that will adapt based on your natural geometry.
Well, you have a focus group here, so why don't we ask, raise your hand those who prefer a firmer mattress. It looks like the majority. We're in Europe. What about a softer one? Yeah, you sink in your bed, and I don't think you sleep as well. But anyway, So there you go, free market research for you.
Perfect, thank you.
So one of your value propositions, of course, is affordable prices and good prices. But in August, you introduced an $1,800 queen-size bed, which is more expensive. So is high-end part of your next frontier for the USS Casper?
Yeah, so we didn't look at it as starting with a price and working backwards. This actually was innovation that came out of the Casper Labs team in San Francisco, and we were just talking about what are some of the learnings we've had. We talked to our customers. I think this is one of the key benefits of being a direct-to-consumer company, is that we have that one-to-one relationship with customers. We can get feedback, we can study what they like and don't like about the products, and we can just learn about technology that can adjust some of the products to different preferences. And so when we were talking to the Casper Labs team, we talked about what are some of the things that we could do, and there was a really unique way to kind of channel cut foam and combine different materials in a way that had never been done before in the US, or excuse me, within the mattress industry globally. And that kind of innovation is what led us to launching the Casper Wave. And so it's only available in the US and Canada right now. We will launch it in Europe early next year. But that innovation is what led to a higher price point. It's a more expensive mattress to make, but people love it. It has the most comfort, the most anatomical support of kind of any product that we've tested. And it's been incredible to see that launch, which we just launched in August, and see the receptivity of consumers, both buying it and trying it.
So if I buy it, I don't have to count sheep anymore?
No, well, however you fall asleep, we're happy to have you count sheep or whatever is your way of falling asleep. But we do think you'll fall asleep very quickly with this one.
So let's spend a little second on your R&D facility in San Francisco. How many people work there, and what's their background? Are there such things as sleepologists?
So we have about 50 people in San Francisco, and it's led by one of my co-founders, Jeff. Jeff is an industrial designer by background, brilliant guy. He was at IDEO for a decade. He actually, fun fact, invented the world's most popular clean water filtration and latrine system, and has been all over the world doing installations of that when he was at IDEO. And when we called up Jeff with this idea of Casper, we said, do you know anything about building mattresses? And it turns out he had worked in the category for many years. So I don't think he's a self-proclaimed sleepologist, but he is certainly very well versed in sleep, in what it takes to get a great night of sleep. And we've invented a lot of technologies to help understand that. whether it's humidity sensors, understanding dew point and how that impacts sleep quality. And that's why temperature regulation is such an important part of all of the products that we've taken to market.
So in the last half minute we have, maybe tell us what's next for you guys. An IPO, a new product, what's next?
So we're really focused on bringing our experience offline. So you mentioned the pop-ups. That's something that we're really focused on starting in Q4, well into 2018. We want to bring our experience in an amazing way to people in person, and it's something that we're going to double down on going forward, and we're really excited about that opportunity.
Well, sorry to end this with a corny joke, but sweet dreams. Right.
Thank you.
So thank you very much for joining us for a chat with Casper. Tack ska ni ha för att kom, and enjoy the rest of the session. And stay tuned, there's another one coming up.